You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here. You are welcome here, wherever you're going to, wherever you're coming from. You are welcome here, 'cause it's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love, and you are welcome here, 'cause it's a house of love, a house of hope and dreams. It's a house of love, and you are welcome here. Y ahora en español. Bienvenido aquí, quiero que vayas tú, quiero que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí, bienvenido aquí, quiero que vayas tú, quiero que vengas hoy. Bienvenido aquí a este lugar de amor, de sueños e ilusión, a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí, si es un lugar de amor, sueños e ilusión, a este lugar de amor. Bienvenido aquí.
Good morning. Welcome to Chalice Unitarian Universalist Congregation. We are a community of diverse beliefs, experiences, nurturing the liberal religious spirit, and untied by our desire, and united by our untied. We'll try to read better this time. United by our desire to grow in love and service. Whoever you are, whomever you love, whatever life's journey you're on, you are welcome here. Whether you're gathered with us every week or once or twice a year, or with us for the first time this morning, we're glad you're here. I'm Andrew Bernard, your worship associate today. Our service is led by our minister, Reverend Sharon Wylie. Our worship musician this morning is Tim McKnight. Our song leader is David Peel. Our tech team is Hope Campbell and Dean Cadet. Our sound engineer is Jake Diock, and our greeters are Ralph Peters, Sharon Spoda, and Susan Spoda, and Sharon Anderson. I'm sorry, Shannon Anderson. Man, I gotta get names. I do. Our closer today is Susan Sklara. Welcome to our Sunday worship service. Welcome to those of you here in the chapel, and welcome to those of you watching live using Zoom. For those of you with us here in the chapel, if you're sitting in a row that's not, well, I think we're covered. Wow, we have a full congregation. If there are other people, try to make room for them or direct them to a seat. Also, as a reminder, please feel free to wear masks or step outside if you need for your comfort. You can hear what's happening outside of the chapel on our patio. We're always happy to have newcomers. If you're new, you can learn about our groups and activities in our weekly email, and our monthly newsletter. Online guest, you will receive an invitation to join after the service. In-person guest, if you haven't already, please share your email before you leave. It's the best way to stay connected to Chalice. Now, let's take a breath together. I love breathing. As we settle our souls into worship, we acknowledge Indigenous people with these words from Michael Running Wolf, founder of Indigenous in AI. In the digital age, algorithms steal our stories and heritage, crafting illusions of who we are. Yet our true identity endures and is uncolonized, or in our uncolonized practice of our ancestors. Now we light our chalice as a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. I'd like to invite Ralph Peters to come and light our chalice this morning. Our chalice lighting words come from Amy Carroll Webb. We light this flame for the art of sacred unknowing, humbled by all that we cannot fathom at this time. We come into the presence of what we do know, perhaps the only thing we can ever know, that love is now and forever the only answer to everything and everyone in every moment.
give our set change a round of applause.
Wow. That was good. All of it. Good job, Tim. And everyone. The words for our call to worship this morning come from Reverend Chris Jimerson. We gather in reverence and mindfulness of the gifts of each other and our beloved community. We gather in courage, focused on doing justice and growing our beloved community in this world. We gather in solemnity, mindful of suffering, sorrow, and justice still present in our world. We gather in gratefulness, expanding our awareness of great beauty, wonder, also to be found in the world, also in technology, as the wonders of the world. We gather worship, turning our attention to the sacred, interdependent web of all existence, which we all are a part of.
We get a new hymn of the month because we're early in the month right now. 407, we're going to sit at the welcome table. We sing this once each Sunday for each month to get to know them better. And we think we've done this one before, so enjoy.
Our Sunday worship is a shared spiritual practice of our community, and we tend to the congregation during this time by honoring our joys and sorrows. Here in the chapel, you are welcome to write your joys and sorrows on a candle card, which will be collected from you. Online, please write your joy and sorrows into the chat. Joys and sorrows will be spoken out loud, and we will remove this part of the service from the recording that goes into our YouTube channel, so sharing won't be publicly made available. If you would like to send Reverend Sharon a confidential note, or your joy and sorrow, or to make a prayer request, please email her. Her email address will be on screen in a moment. Please enjoy some music while you write down what you would like to share, so that in your sharing, your burden will be lessened and your joy will be multiplied.
we'll light a final pillar candle for all the joys and sorrows in the room and in our community that may go unshared and unspoken this morning. These too are held in the love and support of our community. Now I'd like to invite the children forward to spend a minute or two with me. We don't have a story this morning. We're going to do something else. I don't know. You'll have to tell. I think it is. So some of you will remember we talked last week about death. It's still Dia de los Muertos this weekend, and when you go to class, you're going to talk about Dia de los Muertos some more. But I invited people in the congregation to send me photos of their pets who have passed away. Many of us have pets and love them, but they have a lot shorter lifespan than adults do, right? So if you have a pet, eventually you have lost a pet. You lost a pet? Yeah. So there'll be time to talk about that in your groups today. So we put all the photos together to help remember our pets. And if you didn't have a chance to do that, you'll still be able to talk with your pets in your groups this morning. So yeah, we got 43 photos, many of which have multiple pets in them. So enjoy witnessing all the love. Better than...
Join us in singing as we sing the children out. We hold you in our hearts as you go, as you go. Your hearts be at peace as you go. You precious work of your precious life. We hold you in our hearts as you go.
Today is the third sermon in a series on digital distraction. This morning, I want to pull back the curtain a little and look deeper into social media, not just what it does, but why it exists. Before we can choose how much time to spend online, we need to understand what these platforms are trying to get from us. Social media isn't just where we share photos or watch videos late at night. It's one of the most profitable industries on the planet, pulling in hundreds of billions of dollars each year. At the top sits Meta Platforms, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, bringing in around $160 billion a year. And almost all of that is from advertising. Why so much? Because Meta has something incredibly valuable: our attention and our data. It knows who we are, what we like, and how we behave online, and advertisers pay dearly for that insight. Next up is YouTube, owned by Google. YouTube makes somewhere between $30 and $45 billion a year. Like Meta, most of that comes from ads, short clips you see before or during videos. YouTube also has a growing subscription service, YouTube Premium, which lets users pay to skip ads and enjoy extra content. What really sets YouTube apart is its revenue sharing model. It pays a portion of ad revenue directly to creators of videos, keeping those creators motivated to keep producing more and more videos, which presumably keeps audiences coming back. If you spend any amount of time on YouTube, you will notice that channels often start out producing really interesting content, but over time, as they keep producing videos, which they want to do to keep making money, over time the content becomes less and less meaningful and more gimmicky. What you thought was real information devolves into sponsored endorsements and advertising in disguise. Then there's TikTok. Even though it's newer, it's already generating about $16 to $18 billion a year. Like the others, most of its money comes from advertising, but TikTok is pioneering a new blend of entertainment and e-commerce. E-commerce means shopping. With TikTok Shop, users can buy products directly from the videos they're watching, merging social media and shopping into one seamless experience. Snapchat and Pinterest are smaller, but still significant. Snapchat earns roughly $6 billion a year, mostly through ads, but it's experimenting with new revenue streams like subscriptions and what's called augmented reality shopping. Pinterest, earning about $3 billion, focuses heavily on shoppable content, helping users discover and buy products that match their interests. At the core, social media companies don't just sell ads, they sell access to our attention. Every post, every like, every scroll fuels a system designed to keep us engaged. And that engagement relies on what we reveal about ourselves, often without realizing it. Now, if you're like me, this really might not seem like such a big deal. I'm not opposed to companies trying to sell me stuff. Everything I just mentioned, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Snapchat, and Pinterest, all of these sites are free to those of us using them? Of course there's going to be advertising. But it's more than that. It's much more than that. Every time we open social media, scroll through posts or tap the like button, we're giving away information about ourselves. And most of the time we aren't thinking about that. Many of us are familiar with the Myers-Briggs type indicator as a tool for developing self-awareness. Some of us will also be familiar with the Enneagram, another personality test. Well, psychologists and marketers have used a metric called the Big Five personality traits. These are 5 broad dimensions that describe who we are and how we tend to think and feel. The 5 factors are openness, and they're on a scale. So openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. So for each of those factors, you're more or less open, more agreeable or less agreeable, like that. I don't know enough about it to know if there's like a number system or how it works deeper in. What's remarkable, and more than a little unsettling, is that social media companies have learned how to map these traits from our behavior online. They can predict what kind of person we are, what moods we're in, and what we're likely to buy, all based on patterns in our own clicks, likes, and time spent on different posts. Studies have shown that after just a few dozen likes, an algorithm can know you better than your coworkers do. After a few hundred likes, an algorithm can predict your preferences more accurately than your family or friends. That's because social media and advertisers are constantly collecting information, not just what we say, but how we act online. Every pause, every emoji, every bit of interest we show or don't show becomes data that tells a story about who we are. There's a term for this, digital phenotyping. It means collecting the digital traces people leave behind, our behavior, our choices, our online habits, and using that data to measure things like mood, motivation, or even mental health. It's the science of turning human experience into data points. In some ways, it's impressive. But it's also deeply personal, because it means the internet isn't just observing us, it's studying us. These systems learn when we're tired, when we're lonely, when we're restless, and then they feed us exactly what will keep us engaged a little bit longer. If advertisers and political parties came to our door asking if they could put cameras into our homes to watch us, to learn our habits, to better shape their messaging to us, we would be outraged. We would say no. Yet we allow that very kind of watching to happen every day through our computers and our phones. We let ourselves be studied, measured, and influenced through the trails of data we leave behind online. We've seen the consequences. We're living in the consequences. In 2018, the Cambridge Analytica scandal revealed that data from tens of millions of Facebook users had been harvested, often without their consent, and used to create psychological profiles based on those same personality traits. These digital phenotypes were then used to target people with personalized political messages designed to shape how they thought, how they felt, and even how they voted. The revelation was a wake-up call to a certain extent. It showed that the data we casually share online can be used to influence not only what we buy, but also what we believe. And that our attention, when unguarded, can be quietly turned into someone else's tool for persuasion. This isn't just a story about politics or advertising. It's a story about how we are shaped every day by the digital environments we inhabit. It's about what I would call formation. It's about who we're becoming and who is doing the shaping of us. If we want to live wisely in the digital world, we have to see clearly what's happening behind the screen, because only then can we decide how to give our attention and our hearts to what truly matters to us. What makes all of this so challenging is that we still feel like we're free. We think we're moving through the digital world by choice, that we're the ones deciding what to watch, what to read, and what to believe. But online, much of what feels like freedom is actually guidance. Invisible algorithms quietly shape our choices. Algorithms decide which posts rise to the top of our feeds, which ads follow us from site to site, and which opinions we're most likely to see or agree with. In other words, we don't simply use social media, it uses us. Our screens are constantly adapting to our attention, learning what will keep us scrolling, clicking, and consuming. And because that shaping happens in the background, it's hard to notice. We rarely stop to ask, why am I seeing this? Why am I being shown a video that makes me angry? Why am I being shown headlines that make me afraid? Yet our reactions are part of a system designed to pull us deeper in because engagement equals profit. What's most unsettling is how invisible it all feels. No one forced us to open the app. No one tells us what to believe. We just drift there, thinking we're steering, when in truth, the current is carrying us. And it takes extraordinary effort, intentional, spiritual effort to step out of those currents, to pause long enough to see what's really happening beneath the surface. The world's religions warn us we are always being shaped by what we see, what we consume, what we let into our hearts. Social media is a modern example of a timeless truth. Buddhism teaches that craving and delusion cause suffering, and that mindfulness awakens us to see clearly. Judaism calls us to hear and guard our hearts, because what we expose ourselves to shapes who we become. Christianity reminds us not to be conformed to the world, but transformed by the renewing of our minds, because our attention guides our hearts. In Hinduism, the Bhagavad Gita encourages us to act with awareness, free from attachment to desire or reward. Islam, too, emphasizes mindfulness and self-awareness. The Quran repeatedly calls believers to remember God and to act with intention, warning against heedlessness and the pull of worldly distractions. As people who are curious, interested in the world around us, and engaged with news and information, we are continually growing and evolving. This ongoing transformation is shaped by the sources we engage with. Wisdom is in noticing the influences around us and choosing consciously what guides our hearts and minds. In a digital world where algorithms quietly pull at us, the timeless teachings of the world's religions, wisdom traditions, are more relevant than ever. We need to cultivate in ourselves the ability to see clearly, to reflect deeply, and to choose intentionally. This is not easy work. I'm not attempting to solve these problems today. I am, in fact, preaching a sermon I need to hear. I spent too much time online this week trying to escape from the challenges of our political reality. It is so easy to open an app and lose myself for a while. But all of the problems of the world are still waiting when I log off. And then I realize again, and like so many times before, that that's not how I wanted to spend my time. My hope this morning is that what I've shared, which I know is not entirely new information for all of us, but more a reminder. I hope it will help us see social media on the online world more clearly. As you have likely heard before, when it comes to the internet, if you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. May we be mindful in how we spend our time and give our attention. May we grow in wisdom as we use the tools and sites of the online world. May we cultivate hearts and minds that are guided not by algorithms, but by discernment, intention, and commitment to what truly sustains us. May it be so.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 90, From All the Fret and Fever of the Day.
Our Sunday offering is an expression of our the generosity. Our Sunday offering is an expression of the generosity that makes our congregational life possible. All of us, at some time or other, need help, whether we're giving or receiving help. Each one of us has something valuable to bring this world. That one thing that connects us, that's the one thing that connects us as neighbors. In our own way, each of us is a giver and a receiver. Fred Rogers. We encourage you to text your donations to Chalice. If you haven't, did I miss a page here? No, I think it is. Once you've texted the amount, you'll get a reply with a link to enter your card information. If your Sunday donation is meant to be a part of your pledge payment, please be sure to indicate pledge after the dollar amount. The phone number for text donations will be on the screen in a moment. If you prefer to make an in-person donation of cash or check, the envelopes of the donation box are to the left of the double doors. Today, they're actually outside. And you can leave those donations after the service. Please give generously. Please join in dedicating our offering with our words of affirmation. At Chalice UU congregation, love is at the center of everything we do.
Will you join me in the spirit of prayer? Spirit of life, spirit of love, spirit of laughter. In this fast-moving world, help us to be mindful of the forces that shape us, to notice what pulls at our thoughts, to question what guides our choices, and to choose again and again what centers and grounds us. When we are tempted to escape into distraction, may we instead find rest in connection with one another, with beauty, with the still small voice within. Grant us wisdom to use the tools of our age without letting them use us. Grant us discernment to seek truth amidst noise. Grant us intention to spend our time in ways that nourish our spirits and serve the world. And in all things, may laughter lighten our hearts, love guide our hands, and life, vivid and present, call us back to what truly matters. Blessed be, and amen.
Our closing words are from Jim Gilman. God is what happens when humanity is connected. Humanity connected is God. Each one of us is the creator, but together we are the creator. Love and blessings to each of you. After our closing hymn, please enjoy our social hour on the courtyard, Reverend Sharon, and I look forward to greeting you at the chapel double doors to hear how the service was meaningful to you. But after the closing hymn, please return to your seats for a few announcements.
We drink from the well together, and the water that quenches my thirst, a thirst for justice, a thirst for joy, a thirst for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. We drink from the well together. Standing as one, standing for justice, standing for joy, standing for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well. Open the doors to the world outside, spirits renewed from within. Look for the dream in each other's eyes, the spark where a new world begins. Yes, we drink from the well together. Heart to heart we are dancing as one, dancing for justice, dancing for joy, dance for a love that we're all a part of. We drink from the well, spirits renewed. We drink from the well, stand hand in hand. We drink from the well, dancing for joy. I feel my heart swell. We drink from the well.
We have to have announcements after service. It's one of our rules here. So it's November already, people. Woohoo! And And that means that our annual winter party is just 1 month away. Woohoo! So our winter party is an evening of joy to welcome the winter with food and fun. The party is Saturday, December 6th. Potluck will start at 5, and entertainment will start at 6. And we'll go until 7, and we'll be all wrapped up, all cleaned up by 7:30. So you've got time to go to all your other parties that evening. So we have got some amazing entertainment. We've got the choir singing and Sisters in Treble performing, plus more. And this is a family-friendly event, and we are working out childcare details as I speak. So put it on your calendar and hope to see you there. Okay. All right, so I have a different announcement. If anyone has any particular skills with tile painting, see me after service for a special project.
Hi, this is just to let you know that next week after the service, we're having a birthday party for Red and Maureen. And I know there'll be cake because I was asked to bake some. And I'm not sure everything else. I think there's going to be some music and some other things going on. So come here next week and have a good time at the party.
So I have 2 tasks for you, for someone. The first is that we bought a cantilevered umbrella to add to the courtyard to see how that works. And it's in a box outside of our 2 bathrooms, just on the other side of this wall. I don't know what goes into putting it together. We haven't even opened the box, but if maybe a couple of people would take charge of that this morning, we'd get the umbrella up instead of leaving it there in the hall. More excitingly, this November, we are celebrating Chalice's 25-year anniversary. Yeah. This congregation came together in January 2000. And so November 23rd, which is our annual Chalice Soup service and our Founders Day service, will be when a lot of our things we're doing come together. But we wanted to start by inviting everyone to share memories that make you smile. And that memory could be earlier in the service today, or last week or years ago. You don't have to have been here a long time to share things that make you smile and happy at Chalice. So the main way we want to encourage you to do that is we have slips of paper for you to take home with how to get onto our Padlet for sharing your smiles and memories. And so that's it. You don't even need to log on. You don't have to have an account to leave a message on the Padlet. So we'll ask you to remember to please put your name so we know whose memory that was. And that's, even if you don't have something you want to share, that's where you can go to read what people are sharing there. If you prefer to use a card and do this old school style, we have smile cards where you can write, and we'll put these on our courtyard bulletin board when our ofrenda has come down. So there's plenty of these slips for everyone to take home with them, and there are cards here if you would like to write and share a memory while you're here this morning. So yeah, thank you.
All right, now you can go and greet us at the double doors, and go in peace, be makers of peace.